Okay, in this video we're going to be checking out the Helifar mini Fuuton. It's a 3-inch micro drone, and if you guys are looking for a performance, like top performance model, this is not it. So if you guys are looking for something like that, you guys can go ahead and stop watching this video now. This drone is not one of those. I have a couple of suggested alternatives to this if you're looking for something that's going to be a top performance micro 3-inch. XJB145 or the Diatone GTM3. I'll put links to those in the description below. You guys can check out those other review videos I did. This here is mostly just basically like a long flight time type of micro drone, because I think there's a couple things that are notable here in terms of the setup. You know, the motors are low kV and they're 1306s. So these motors we've seen before. I think these are SkyStar branded. Pretty basic motor. It just gets the job done, gets you in the air. It's not going to be a rocket ship, especially at 3100 kV. But this motor combined with, I believe, this ESC here, which is it's actually this one here is called the SpeedX GS25A. I think, and this is my speculation, I think this ESC, which is a 32-bit BL Heli 32 ESC, 4-in-1, 25 amps, it's the one down here. I think the combination of this motor, this prop, and that ESC gives us a really long flight time. You'll see the flight demo lasted like, I think it was like ridiculously long, 7 minutes. And I was just like waiting and waiting and waiting for the flight to end. It was, of course, on my normal 550 4S GNB LiPo. I've used this motor before on the X140, a bunch of other different 3-inch, and never got a flight time that long. So I'm thinking that this ESC might have something to do with that. So if you're looking to build more efficient builds, that might be an ESC you want to check out. And the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting of this setup here was this little mini pagoda antenna. Actually, it's a little smaller than a normal pagoda antenna. And it just connects via the micro FL connector to the video transmitter. And I got some pretty good reception behind me and a bunch of trees I don't usually get that good of reception in. So I'll put a link to that one as well. Those are the only things I thought were notable of this particular micro. Otherwise, it's kind of, you know, run-of-the-mill. The motors aren't that powerful. They're not going to blow anyone away. But they're motors that'll get you in the air. The flight controller, you know, it's just an ordinary 4 flight controller, and then they got your power switchable VTX. You know, no big deal there. Got a the GearBest freebie CCD micro camera. I've seen those before. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. I've had a few of these that have jello issues. This one seemed to be okay. It didn't come with that good of a tune out of the box. If you guys are wondering about the out of the box experience, I would give the out of the box experience probably, in this case, I got the plug and play version. I'll talk about that in a second here. For this particular one that I got, the out of the box experience, pretty, you know, not pretty good. So I would say like a 3 out of 10. If you were going to get this, get the bind and fly with the FreeSky receiver, not the plug and play, because I had a lot of trouble getting a receiver connected up here, and one of the problems I had was I couldn't use the plug in the back. That didn't seem to work. And I used these solder pads here. And obviously the power is working. I got my receiver powered up, but then the labeling of the UART is wrong here on UART. I think it's UART 3. The TX and the RX were reversed. It took me an hour to figure out what was wrong, because I thought maybe my receiver was bad, so I switched receivers out a couple times, and it turned out that the flight controller just had the UART TX and RX reversed in the silk screening. So if you do get the plug and play version, keep that in mind. If you use the pads here on the side for connecting up your receiver, the UART labeling is reversed, so that should help you out in terms of getting this set up in terms of your receiver. Now, in terms of the rest of the frame here, you know, nothing too extraordinary. It's kind of like a mini micro 3-inch floss type of frame. Individual arms, 4mm arms, pretty thick, but they're skinny, and 1.5mm plates, top plate and sandwich plates, and then you have this big gap here for your battery strap. I didn't use the original battery strap. It was way too long, so I used a little bit shorter battery strap here. You got a little bit of motor protection, these little things that stick out here, but you only have 3 screws, so you want to check your screws here. Maybe use some Loctite, because I did have some loose screws here after the flight. they do vibrate, so you want to check those screws and or use Loctite to keep those in there. But there's a little bit of motor protection there, and that's kind of also similar to the floss arm design as well. Not too heavy. Yeah, this not really a whole lot to say about the frame. It's a little bit of a stretch X frame. The only thing is I don't like here is the camera is totally exposed. You can see on the front here, and yeah, you hit anything in the front here, the camera is pretty much a goner. That is the style of this particular frame. There's other frames like this as well that have the camera sticking out in the front. Apparently there is a group of people out there that don't particularly care too much about that. So if you're one of those, then yeah, you're not gonna, you'll be good to go in this camera. But yeah, if you're care about camera protection, this frame doesn't have that. So overall, for the price, I think that there's a lot of other 3-inch micros that are going to be better value. Like this is kind of expensive for the bind and fly, like 170 something. You can get the XJB 145, which is a plug and play, for like 140. And there's other bind and flies that are in the 3-inch class with bigger motors and stuff. So you're obviously looking for performance. This isn't going to be it, and there's other micros that are actually cheaper that are going to give you better value. The only thing that this particular thing I thought was interesting was the really long flight time, ESCs, motors, obviously props, and then the interesting antenna here. But I'll put links to all those parts in the description. Maybe you can put those into some of your custom builds. Anyway, I'll go ahead and show you the flight demo footage. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Okay, so these are the PIDs I'll be using. And I just bumped up the P gains a little bit to sharpen it up a little bit loose. The tune is still a little bit off. I think your eye gain needs to go up. P gain seems fine. Yeah, it's on the pitch axis. I think the eye gain needs to go up. It's a little wobbly. The roll axis seems okay. Video is pretty clean on this setup. So I'm pretty much at 3.8 volts at about 2 minutes. So let's see how long this flight can go for. It's not a performance beast, it's not that fast. We'll try a full speed passenger though. Oh, someone over there coming out of the tennis courts. And the wind's starting to pick up. So it's about full throttle right there. And that'll kill your battery if you keep doing that. But the voltage is holding up okay. I'm at 4 minutes of flight. 3.7 volts. So I usually land around 3.5 volts. The video reception on this is really good. I'm flying behind me actually right now. So this little mini pagoda antenna is not too bad. Better than a lot of other pagoda antennas I've used. So this tune's okay for this kind of close proximity flying, but I don't think this is going to be an acro beast. It doesn't really have the power. You can do some light acro with this guy, but I think it's going to be more for cruising around and doing some close proximity flying like this. Still at 3.6 volts, 3.65. Pretty impressive. Over 5 minutes of flight time. Flying the 550 4S GNB. Same battery that I always use for my 4S micros. This seems to be about the sweet spot for a lot of these power setups. And I don't believe GNB makes a 650. Still at 3.6 volts, pretty impressive. This flight time is really long, it's 6 minutes. It just keeps on going, and I'm not really flying super slow either. I am trying to get around these trees, and that should drain the battery a little bit more with a lot of these sort of hard, quick turns, but finally seeing 3.57 volts there. Yeah. Still holding up, the voltage is still holding up pretty good. I think the tune does need a little bit more work, but as you can see, no oscillations. It's probably still a little bit on the loose side, but you could probably just bump up your P gains and D gains a little bit. Alright, so I'm at 14 volts, 3.5 volts here, and it looks like it's about the end of the battery. It's 7 minutes of flight. Pretty ridiculous.